Hello everyone, welcome to the new session of Scope and Importance of Livestock. So this is the first part. So in this session we are going to study about the importance of livestock, right? So livestock are very important to us. So importance of livestock in agriculture and industry. Generally we see that the livestock is very important for the two field, that is one agriculture and the second one is the industry. Many industry is totally based on our livestock, right? So the livestock population consists of buffaloes, cows, goats, poultry, camels, donkey and horses. So what are the organism that comes under the livestock? So here are the animals that comes under the livestock. If we are talking about the livestock, it means that we are talking about buffaloes, cows, goats, poultry, right? Camels, donkey and horses. So livestock is an important source of food, that is meat, butter and power. Power means that we get energy from it, right? So the two thing that comes in our mind here, that is it is important for the agriculture. So which animal is important for our agriculture? Cow are very important, right? And some sort of horses as well as the donkey also. In some states like in Rajasthan, camels are also used for the agriculture. Now, if we talk about the industry, then many of the industry like the dairy industry, butter industry, right? So they all are totally based on the animals like buffaloes, cows, goat, camel also. Camel milk is very famous in the state of Rajasthan. So these are the animals that provide milk, okay? And our dairy industry is totally based on milk. So we get milk from the buffaloes, cows, goat and camels. Some of the animals that are used for the traveling also, like the donkey, horses. What about the poultry? Poultry is a very important one of the industries totally based on the poultry that provide us eggs and meat, right? So this is the importance of the livestock, right? So we will see some of the importance of livestock and agriculture industry in more details. So it serves as a subsector of agriculture. So agriculture generally it comes in our mind that we get crops, we get fruits, we get vegetables, right? That comes under the horticulture. Also the flower, right? So if we talk about the agriculture, then these things comes in our mind, right? But livestock is also comes under the agriculture as a subsector. It is a part of agriculture. That is why we are studying about livestock in agriculture, right? So livestock help in improvement of food, nutritional security by providing nutrient rich food and products, right? So livestock is very important because they improve our food. How they improve our food? They provide us milk, and from milk so many things are made like curd, cheese, butter. So we cannot think about that if milk is not a part of our food, a part of our diet, then what will happen, right? So many of the nutrition that is totally dependent on the milk we get from it, and also from its product, right? So that is why they are providing nutritional security to us. And milk is also known as a complete food because it is having all the nutrients, right? So this particular milk is very important to us, right? So they also provide the nutrient rich food products like curd, cheese and butter. Not only this, they also provide us meat. They also provide us meat, and from the poultry we get eggs. So these two are also very important for our food. Importance of livestock in agriculture and industry. They generate income and employment and act as a cushion against the crop failure. So they generate income. Farmers generally they do agriculture to get crop, right? And crop are sold in the market, so in return they get money. So that is their source of income and also the employment. But sometime what happen, these crops get under influence of disease, or sometimes there is a drought or flood even. So at that particular time total loss of crop is there for the farmers. That is called as crop failure, right? But at that particular time whatever they are getting from the livestock, if they are having cows, if they are having buffaloes, then they are having milk of it, and milk can be sold in the market. And at that particular, that crucial or the bad time, this particular livestock is providing cushion at that time, right? So they provide a drought power and manure inputs to the crop subsector and contribute to the foreign exchange through exports. So like this, they are also important because they are the drought power. They are used in cropping. They are used in cropping. That is the conventional method of cropping. Nowadays also there are some farmers who are using their ox, right, livestock for cropping or agriculture. Now the waste from these livestock also provide manure input to our cropland. Okay, so lots of manure can be prepared from the cow dung, buffalo dung, and from that manure can be made and provided to the agriculture field, right? So that is very, very important. The crop subsector and contribute to the foreign exchange through the exports. Nowadays we are exporting our livestock and we are getting foreign exchange in return. So that is why this is the importance of livestock in agriculture. Livestock provide some basic foods like meat, milk, butter, eggs and fish, which is an important source of our balanced diet. So without these food items, our food cannot be in a balanced form. So that is why they are very, very important to maintain our balanced diet, right? So these are the basic food that are always present in our food, that is milk, meat, butter, eggs and fish. Healthy nation cannot survive without the balanced diet. So if we want to be healthy, our diet should be balanced, always balanced, right? So for that we require these foods, and these foods we get from the livestock. So these livestock are working as a source of food also. About 75% of agriculture depends upon the cattle for the cultivation of land. 75% of agriculture of India is totally dependent upon the cattle for the cultivation of land, right? Because machinery is very costly and all the farmers cannot afford so costly machines for their agriculture, and it is not within the reach of small farmers, right? So the small farmers are always dependent upon their cattle for the cultivation of the land. So this is the data that today also our 75% agriculture is totally dependent upon the cattle for the cultivation of the land. The kettles are also used for the transportation. So here we are using it for the transportation also. So the kettles are also used for the transportation. Our agriculture product is mainly transported from the rural areas to the urban areas by the cattles only. So the farmers are not having a vehicle. So what they do, when there is a product from the agriculture, suppose the grains are threshed out or harvested and threshed out from the agriculture land, then those crop, that is the crop that has to be transported from the rural areas to the urban, that is to the market, right? So that they can have their earnings, so they have their capital from that. So there is a need of transportation. So at that particular time, their cattles are used for the transportation. Sometime horses, sometime bullock cart, right? So the product is transported to the market with the help of animals only. So this is the use of transportation of livestock. Supply of raw material. They also provide some raw material. Let us see what are those. Livestock also provide the raw materials like skins and wool to the industry. Very, very important. Two important industry are based on the livestock. As we all know that we require leather for bags, leather for shoes, right? So not only for this, purse, belts, all these are made from the leather, right? So for that we require the skin of animals. So we are having a industry that is totally based on the skin of animals. They require this raw material, that is the skin of animals. Okay, so with the skin of animals, with a lot of processing, they make bags, shoes, purse, belts, etc., right? And wool industry, there is a sheep. Okay, sheep wool is used for wool, making of wool, right? So in the winter time we require the woolen cloth, and our wool is generally made from the sheep, right? That is also a cattle. So our wool based industry is totally dependent upon the raw material that is supplied from the our livestock, right? So the production of hides and wool is increasing from year to year as the population is increasing day by day. So we require more and more hides and wools, and for that we are totally dependent upon our livestock. Moving forward, source of foreign exchange. So our livestock are also the source of the foreign exchange. Some animals like buffalo, cow and fish provides valuable foreign exchange because they are sold in the foreign market, and in return we get the foreign exchange, right? So in visible exports their share is admirable. So that is very, very important for the foreign exchange. Even share in the GDP. Livestock share in the GDP is that is 8%, very important. Total 100% of GDP, livestock share as 8%, which shows that it is an important sector of our economy, India economy, right? 8% is shared by the livestock. So how important these livestock are, now we can understand. Livestock play an important role in Indian economy. About 20.5 million people depend upon the livestock for their livelihood. So some sort of livelihood is dependent upon our livestock. That is, the data is here, that is 20.5 million people depend totally on the livestock. Okay, so livestock contributed 16% to the income of small farm household as against an average 14% for all rural households. So if we talk about small farm household, that is the living in the farmhouse, right? So they are contributed 16% income from the livestock. Okay, and on average 14% from the rural household. So we are in the rural household or in the small farm household, 16% and 14% livestock are contributing to our earnings. So how important these livestock is, now we can understand. Not only this, livestock provide livelihood to 2/3 of rural community. So we get our livelihood, that is 2/3 of the rural community is getting their livelihood from livestock only. It also provide employment to about 8.8% of the population in India. So we are having so many industries, so many industries like milk, okay, skin, that is leather industry, wool, right? There are industries for the processed milk product, that is for the cheese, butter and all. So I'm taking that in milk only. Okay, so milk and milk product industry, that is the leather industry and the wool industry. Like for these industry we require manpower. Right? So these manpower are getting job in this industry, right? So they are getting employment in this industry. So about 8.8% of the population of India are getting employment based on the industry, that is our livestock, that is the milk industry, skin industry and wool industry. India has vast livestock resources. Livestock sectors contributes 4.11% GDP and 25.6% of the total agriculture GDP. So now we can understand 25.6% of the total agriculture GDP and 4.11% we are getting from our livestock. So this is very, very important from the examination point of view. These data are very important. Livestock resource. India is the world's highest livestock owner and about 512.05 million. So we are having the highest livestock owner. So we are also having a data for our livestock. Right? India is the first in the total buffalo population in the world, that is 105.3 million buffaloes we are having in our country. So we stand first in the population of buffalo, right? India is the second in the population of the cattle and goats. So if we consider the cattle like cow, camel and goats, then we are having at the second position, right? 140.5 millions of goats we are having. So with these data, India is the world highest livestock owner, that is about 512.05 million of livestock we are having. India is the second largest poultry market in the world. Now in the poultry also we stand second position in the world, right? So production of 63 billion eggs and 649 million poultry meat we are producing every year, right? So India is third in the population of sheep. So we are producing lots of wool also, for as it is our requirement, that is 72 millions, right? So India is the third in the population of sheep. India is 5th in the population of ducks and chicken. And India is the 10th in the camel population in the world. So these data are very, very important for the examination point of view. So these data, multiple choice question can be asked, right? So you must memorize these data. Okay, so this is all about this session. We will have some more session for the scope and importance of livestock. Till then, thank you very much.